use this as an opportunity to educate the vendor. Okay, if the conversation starts with the dollar sign, shut down the conversation and be creative about setting up a different offer. Okay, it's all about comparing offers to offers, right? And so you have to take them away from that first number and create multiple products for them so that it becomes non-comparable completely, right? And that's a cool trick that a lot of people don't really use. It's a cool trick to have in your hat. You would be in conversations where people are like, look, I don't want to create any rapport with you. I don't want to talk to you. Let's talk numbers first. And I've been in those situations myself. You would have been in those situations where you open the door, you knock the door, and the vendor first thing says, oh, so what are you going to offer? Right? No, talk to me about the number. Write this on a piece of paper.
$3 million. I got offered $3 million. I want $3 million or more. Unless it's $3 million or more, don't talk to me.
100%. And so someone walking down the street, or someone who was non-serious buyer would have made a ridiculous offer, and they are stuck to it. They are anchored by it. And so that bias that is there, you need to take them out of it. And so you can't just say, oh, I'm going to offer you way less than that. They'd be like, well, piss off. That's the door. Yeah, go away.
I'll set my dogs on you. Thank you.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. And so you need to understand that it's an education process as much as it for the vendor and the agent even sometimes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the key questions I often ask when someone brings up price is, how have they come up with that price?
Yes.
Understanding the reasoning behind that. And often if they're like, well, someone offered that to me but it hasn't gone through. But that's what they offered me. So I want that. So in that situation, Moss, what will you do? You've got someone that they've said, I want $3 million for a property, which, you've done your numbers. It might be 2.5 or whichever. And they said, I just want 3 mil, Moss.
Yeah. And
what do you do?
So there are two ways. So it has happened to me numerous number of times where people are anchored by a number, and I become super transparent. I show them my numbers. In one instance, I just showed them my numbers. I said, look, this is what I'm making. And so become part of the deal, or these are the 4 offers that I have against it. And so in one instance, I offered them, part of the land. I said, well, you can have a piece of the land together with this money. You can walk away with this money, or you can be part of the profits, of the deal. You can do it this way. And so I completely took them away from where they were anchored to versus what they had in hand.
Being the expert, when you talk about being the expert, and this is where the transparency is to a certain extent, is that you were able to educate them through the process to go, if it worked, I would offer you, I don't have a problem with doing this, but this is why it doesn't work. But let's try to find
100%.
different scenarios where we could get a good outcome for you in the meantime. And the fact that you're showing them or you're educating them through the process, I think, again, builds that whole another level of trust.
Yes.
And then they see why someone else may have offered some ridiculous price, but their price was just based on, it was probably maybe when clickbait.
Yes.
They might not even know what their numbers are. And that's why it didn't go through.
Especially in the development deals, when I kick off the conversation, I never disclose myself as a developer. I actually wear a buyer's agent hat, and I say, look, I'm buying this house for a family, for a friend, for X, for a client. I don't say I'm a developer in the first instance, because as soon as you say the word developer, the light sides come on, the dollar signs come on in their eyes, right? And so you need to ensure that you're managing the verbatim from day dot, right? And so it's very, very important. And so a lot of the times what I felt was, if you go and wear a developer's hat and you went into the conversation and they quoted you a number, that number is, as you said, based on X, Y, and Z. And so in one instance, the person thought that this was a 4-unit site. And I said, no. You got this offer, especially in Victoria, well before 2015 or 2016. And so the garden rules were very different. And so you could do 4 then. You can't do 4 anymore. This is a 2-unit site. And so the numbers have to be shifted. We're talking about different terms. And so, again, using that as an education piece, being more transparent and accountable, creates the rapport very quickly, because they know that you are not there to, in the nicest possible way, fudge them over.